So.
All right, I'm ready whenever you are, man. Am I coming through all right or what?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Okay.
Yeah, set the car here. Oh,
I gotta
all right,
watch your
let's mute it.
stream then here. And mute it here. Let me see if it works
Yeah,
with
I
the
just had to
stream.
make sure I was muted over there. All right. All right, delay is done. We are still streaming, so make sure it's coming through okay. And then, oh yeah, before I change a game to Fallout 76, there we go. All right, hello everyone. This is Venom with We Have Landed Entertainment, and today I'm joined by another YouTuber. Some of you know him, some of you love him. It is the very wonderful Jommi. How you doing today?
Doing good, guys. Welcome, 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 welcome.
All right, so originally I was just gonna kind of record this discussion and then make a video out of it. I'm still gonna do that, but I want to kind of do this live too in case anyone has any questions. Today we are continuing our discussion on Fallout 76, and whereas my original idea was to talk about more of the gameplay and stuff that we'd seen or some of the different systems and continue getting outside opinion, today I want to get an outside opinion on some of the bugs that have been popping up, particularly one that popped up for a lot of us PC players last night, where somehow the Bethesda launcher deleted the downloaded game from our computers. That in and of itself, the fact that the launcher somehow deleted information off my computer is already a scary thought. But yeah, basically here's the situation. So this is a 50 gigabyte game, obviously pretty big, and they allowed us to pre-download the game before the beta actually started. Now, obviously, that'll let us play the beta as soon as it comes out. The problem is, there was actually a timer, and I'm going to actually bring up my Bethesda launcher here so people can see what I'm talking about. There was actually a timer right here where I got the play button, and yeah, there's a 20-second delay, so it'll take you a minute to see it. But it was counting down. Now, we thought it was counting down to when we'd be able to play the beta. The thing
Yeah, I'm
is,
just showing you on my screen on your stream. It's just showing the Discord box or
yeah,
the.
it's got a
Oh,
20-second delay, so it'll pop
oh,
up
okay,
there
gotcha.
shortly.
Sorry.
But I can probably just share this under the Discord. Hold on. Well, we'd have to do a call for that. It's a little late, but
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fine.
Basically, the green box that says play, it was counting down, and it didn't sync up with the actual beta time. So some of us thought maybe we'd be able to play the beta early. It was the countdown actually ended 2 hours before we're supposed to be able to play. So we thought, okay, maybe we get to play it a little bit early. They have extended the times a little bit, so the times aren't exactly set. But we thought, hey, maybe cool surprise. We would click on play, and everybody who got curious and clicked on that button had their game deleted and start downloading again. And you can imagine if you see a beta
I can
before
imagine you guys
yeah,
like pulling out your hair, man, and beating your head against the wall or something.
exactly. I mean, think about it. I mean, you're programmed to when you see a countdown for a game and the countdown's done and it says play or countdown finishes, you're probably going to click the button, especially for a game you've been waiting to play. You can imagine how many people had to re-download this thing. I mean, without anybody else in my house doing anything else on the computers or the internet, it still would have taken 2 hours to download the whole thing, which was
Oh my gosh.
basically would have left me with an hour left to play the beta. So yeah, that just wasn't happening. Even having one person on YouTube even cut it down to I think it took pretty much to 11 last night or midnight to finish re-downloading this.
So let me get this straight first. Okay, you prepaid for a game, right? And
Correct.
this was just a beta testing,
Mm-hmm.
correct? So it had a limited time to play it, to test it.
Yep,
So
it was
basically
gonna
it cut 2 hours out of that play time.
basically. I mean, there were 4 hours to play it yesterday. It was going from 7 to 11 Eastern time. So for me, that's 6 to 10. So I get off at
Oh my
7.
gosh.
I would have gotten 3 hours, no big deal. 2 hours to download it if nobody else is doing anything. Of course, my wife's not getting off work. She wants to watch her movies or play her games. So, of course, it slows
Uh-huh.
it down. Basically, I didn't get to play this at all yesterday.
Ouch.
Yeah. So I
Oh
ended
my
up going
god.
back and fixing some issues on my ARC server. But yeah, I mean, it was really shitty. And right here, that big message there says November 1st beta hours extended. So what they've done is, and this luckily they did this because there were a lot of pissed off people. Even I put out a video about this in my anger yesterday, like Bethesda, what the hell is this is bullshit. But it says right here, and they put this on Twitter too. It says
Mm-hmm.
November 1st beta hours extended. We know some players had to re-download the game and were unable to join the beta test on October 30th, yesterday. We'd like to make this right and plan to extend the beta hours on November 1st, tomorrow, until 11 p.m. So now the new beta times for tomorrow, because that is a
Oh, well, that's
plan.
cool. They're correcting it, I guess.
Yeah, so basically the beta is going to be going for 9 hours tomorrow, starting at 2 p.m. going to 11. So I get to
Now you
play
guys are
quite a bit when
allowed
I
to
get off.
stream it then too, or you just
Oh yeah.
you can stream the testing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I know when Alpha 17 comes out for 7 Days to Die, I'm in the testing, but we're not allowed to stream it. We can record it. We can't restream it.
Yeah, that's there were like some secret tests. They did reach out to other members at random or some of the other members of the community. They did it. I'm pretty sure they did this for PC. They did it for Xbox, but they got to stress test the game early. They were under an
Mm-hmm.
NDA, just like you are. You can't stream anything, you can't talk about it or anything.
Gotcha.
And then for this beta, it's open to everyone who's pre-order, so we can all do basically whatever we want to. So there's tons of footage already of people streaming. I was planning on getting footage and answering some questions last night that I had, but obviously that kind of went by the wayside. So
Yeah,
tomorrow
sure.
I'll be making up that time and getting what footage I can. And I mean, it's kind of it's, and this kind of leads into the conversation I want to have today. Just already, Bethesda's known for, and their RPGs having bugs. And I think we talked about this a bit last time. I mean, they use a creation engine. I forgot what it's actually called. We call it the creation engine. That might be its actual name, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been using that same engine for their Elder Scrolls games and Fallout games since like 2006 or something crazy. Like, it's a really old engine, and it's caused quite a few bugs. And we're talking like game-breaking bugs to where you can't even finish a game, and in some cases, your save files get corrupted type bugs.
And this one's on the same engine, or what?
Yeah, it's the same engine. Huh.
They don't have any plans of bumping it up to a new engine, or?
They're making a new engine apparently for their newest
Okay.
sets of games, but the fact that people have been complaining about this for so long, so many bugs have stayed in some of these games, and again, the modders have been the ones patching these bugs out. I mean, they re-released Skyrim like 7 different times for different systems and in different forms, and it's kept the same bugs from when it was released initially. So that kind of
Okay.
tells you some of the issues that kind of come across this. And I was actually going through, and again, I want to disclaimer this again. I'm still super excited about this game. I'm one of those niche players that like crafting survival games, and I
Mm-hmm.
know you do too. And one of the big pet peeves of mine is in most crafting survival games, there's usually no other story or anything to fall back on once you've kind of reached, top tier tech or anything like that. Like in 7 days, we talked about, once you get to the point to where you've got all the blueprints, you got all your weapons, you're basically just repairing and waiting for
Yep.
7 days for stuff, to attack you again. In
Yeah.
Minecraft,
So.
yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Oh no, there's just nothing to do after,
Yeah,
especially vanilla for me. If I jump on a vanilla server, I can have everything done by the fourth horde night. So
yeah,
I
exactly.
pretty much have everything done. So
And God help you. I mean, my wife and I made that mistake the first time. We cut the time in half, so or day and night lasted twice as long. So by about the third horde night, I mean, we were like, okay, we need to cut the time back down because we got nothing to do now.
yeah,
So,
exactly. Yep.
and even Ark, a game I still play, and again, it's got its own set of bugs. I mean, once you beat all the bosses and stuff to do, and you got what dinos you want, there's nothing much to do. There's a story for it, but
Yeah.
unless you're looking for it and really want to do some research, you really don't know what it is.
We didn't
Um,
have the story.
Do what?
So we didn't have the story because I was asking about the fucking chests and shit that you're supposed to be able to find to add
And-
to your book, and they're not there.
And
for
I
it.
told you what maps they're on, and you were like, yeah, and you just apparently cut
Which
me out
map
again.
were you guys playing though?
Ragnarok.
Okay.
Ragnarok doesn't have any notes on it.
Okay.
Yeah, Aberration does, even though it's not one of the main story maps, but Ragnarok is a main story map and doesn't have any notes, which is another issue. But that's just a whole other discussion.
Well, does this one have a story? I guess because all I saw, I went did a little research on it, but it seems like people were more complaining about not having NPCs to kind of run around with. But
That's the thing too. There are NPCs. People's gripes are that there's no human NPCs. So there's
Yeah.
factions. There's lore surrounding the people that were there. There's just no human NPCs. Which again, I can see that kind of being a problem. It probably does feel a little weird. But there's still robots. There's super mutants. There's computer terminals that talk to you. Robotic terminals. There's NPCs. There's even traders you can trade with. Robotic traders or super mutant traders. There's just no actual humans. Now I can see that
Cool.
being a bit of a problem because you do in Fallout games tend to you do build up some rapport with some NPCs. You get quests from them, that kind of thing. Most of that you can still do
Mhm.
with robots too. They're just not physically human.
Well, see, the thing I think it was, it's they're replacing them with human beings. I don't, so I don't know why people would complain because if you're getting a multiplayer servers, you're replacing those human NPCs with actual humans.
Yeah,
So
and yeah, there's humans in the area. They're just us. But
yeah.
the whole thing is people. I mean, plenty of people want to play this as a single player, even though Bethesda said, this isn't going to be a traditional single player experience. So
Hmm.
again, I'm all fine with that from a creative standpoint. They said it's not going to be a traditional Fallout game when people are still trying to judge us on the merits of a single player Fallout game. So that in
Hmm.
itself isn't really fair, in my opinion. Now, the things that I do want to criticize them on are the bugs. And I mean, even before we even got our hands on the game, we've already run into a bug with the PC launcher. And keep in mind that they're not launching this game on Steam or anywhere else. It's only through Bethesda.net.
Hmm.
So they insisted on having their own launcher for it, and already their launcher has screwed over a good portion of players.
Yeah. So they're not starting off with a great foot here. So
No, and keep in mind, again, every player in the beta, you have to pre-order the game to get access to the beta. So everyone's already paid for this game, and they're already screwing over the people that have paid for it. So imagine the people that are on the fence about it, how that looks to them when their
yeah.
launcher deleted files off of someone's computer. That's sketchy right there as it is. I want to know what bug causes a launcher to
Well,
delete my
can I ask you
game.
this? How much did you pay for the prepay?
Oh, it's $60 to. I mean, it's the full
Yeah.
price when you
See.
prepay. It's $60.
Yeah. Okay. Because I see. Me personally, I don't pay. That's way too much out of my league for paying for a game. But
Yeah, and
I would be super pissed if I paid $60 for a game and they screwed you on the first night.
yeah, and of course there is some debate. It is a beta, yada yada. At the same time, I would think they would have at least tested their launcher to start the game, if anything, and should have
Yeah.
recognized this. But I don't know. I mean, we get the beta extended tomorrow. We'll see. Again, the PC players and PS4 players were still behind by like a week because hey, Jet Illusions, the
Going up,
Bethesda
Dave.
Bug Kings, yeah, the Bug Kings have already struck. So, but yeah, that just kind of shows that someone just hopped in and just said Bethesda Bug Kings. They are known for bugs. I mean, that's one thing I said in one of my other videos. They're known for three things with their RPGs, and that is vast stories, sprawling landscapes with plenty of stuff to do, and bugs. I mean, you don't get a Bethesda RPG without bugs, and that led me into first off this conversation when I got screwed over yesterday, and then I got to thinking. And something else that kind of worries me about the game, we hit on this before. You asked about modding in the game, and I explained that Skyrim
Hmm.
or Elder Scrolls and Fallout, tend to have massive modding communities. Some of the biggest ones as far as game modding communities. And just releasing a Bethesda RPG, typically you have that built-in community and those built-in sales and longevity for your game just because we get to mod the game and typically any way we want to. I've seen very few mods ever taken down. I think the only one I can think of was a Thomas the Tank Engine mod that got taken down for a copyright infringement or something. That was like the first time I'd ever heard of a mod getting taken down for a game.
Hmm.
And yeah, that was a little insane. But they're basically starting a game, whether it's online or not, without that built-in community and longevity. I'm kind of curious to see how they essentially stand up on their own without that community, because a lot of people are pissed off they won't be able to mod the game.
Oh, you're not going to be able to mod this one at all.
Well, apparently mod support will eventually come. It's going to be on private servers only, and I
Well, how are they
mean,
going to do private servers if they're running all the servers?
well,
But you said it was.
you'll be able to
Can
rent
you
servers from them.
from them?
Yeah,
Oh my God, they're cornering the market completely for everything, aren't they? Taking
e-
all control over it.
exactly, and that's kind of that's one reason I won't be buying 76. I don't blame you for not buying Jade Illusions. I mean, again, this is one I'm still excited about. I still want to cover it, but yeah, I don't blame you. But yeah, they're essentially cornering the market on servers. I mean, people have asked, okay, can we just make our own servers? And so far, they're saying no. I see that coming back to bite them in the ass, and we're not even going to be getting private server support till at least November of next year. So a year
A
after the
whole
game's been
freaking
released.
year?
Yeah, a whole year.
Oh my
Now, part of
gosh.
that is to give them time to work out bugs and work on some DLC, which should be free. I mean, part of that's going to be, working through the game and, extending the story, whatever they need to do, being an online service type game like this. But
Uh-huh.
one of the problems with mods for this is there's actually two ways to get mods for a Bethesda game. Um, there are there's a Nexus. That's where you get a lot of most of your mods are for Fallout and Elder Scrolls. You get it from Nexus.com. I'm in no way endorsed by them, by the way. It's just pretty much the biggest spot to get mods for these games and a few others. There is a second website that we don't talk about, but that's where you get some of your more questionable mods at, and we're going to leave it at that. And the we'll call that version 1.2. But the second main way to get mods for one of these games is actually through Bethesda's own modding service, the Creation Club. And that was kind of the first, or probably really the second strike for a lot of people for Bethesda games. And again, I got to
So
disclaim
pretty
again.
much they're pretty much controlling every aspect of the game.
Yeah, and this is a part that kind of kills me for it. And again, like, I'm still excited about it, so I got to throw that out there again. I don't want people thinking I'm flip flopping. I'm excited, but that doesn't mean that's why I've got these qualms. You don't complain about something you don't love, so that's why I'm so upset about some of this. But the Creation Club is basically a paid mod service, and some of my info might be a bit off, but from what I understand is a mod author can actually submit their mod to Bethesda, and then if it's approved, they will actually put it on the Creation Club. I don't know if some are free or not, but you can actually buy mods from them. It's like a paid mod service. This caused a lot of hubbub in the community. Some were for it, saying, hey, it's great, mod authors can actually make money for their mods. Other people were like, this is not what modding community is about, yada yada. Two different camps with, pretty much any kind of decision somebody makes. I'm definitely on the this service sucks end of the spectrum, especially since, if I'm not mistaken, and again, I might have to do some more research into this, but if I'm not mistaken, anyone submitting a mod that gets approved gets a one-time payment, and that's it. So that means if you get a super popular mod that costs like $1 on 100,000 people download it, you get like the $100 or whatever it is they pay you for it initially, and that's it.
Oh, that's not right.
Yeah, Bethesda
That's
then
just
owns
not
that
right.
mod. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of mods are kind of shitty that get uploaded, and you can usually
Yeah,
get
but I
better
look at it
free
this
versions.
way. I look at it this way. They're making money off of people buying their game, and the modders are doing all this work to promote their game off their base model of the game, to
Hey, the
mod
Clues
it,
Gamer.
making the game extended, and people buy more of the game to play the mod. So why don't they kick it back?
Exactly.
Take some money back.
And again, don't get me wrong, I'm not 100% on how that works. They may have changed it. It may not be quite that, and I definitely don't know the price points. I've done some research, and that seems to be around the right ballpark as far as the exact amount they get. I know it wouldn't be anywhere near that 100,000. I mean, one of the most popular mods on there is actually a backpack mod. It's actually really cool. It's like a modular backpack, and
Mm-hmm.
depending on what you put on it, I mean, you can get bonuses to health, to explosion damage. I mean, actually pretty cool backpack. One of the most, I think it's the most popular mod on there, even compared to mods on the Nexus, which are all free. I gotta imagine that's raked in quite a bit of dough. I wonder if that guy's kind of kicking himself, or if he's happy for it. I don't know. I have no idea what that guy's has made, but I know they've made a ton of money on that mod, and it makes you wonder about the compensation for that mod author. At the same time, it's not like anyone's forcing you to put it on there, but it still seems like
But true, it just
maybe a
it's
little
just like I
exploitation.
mean, yeah, just kick back a little bit. It don't have to be all the money, Give them 10%,
Yeah, something like
50%,
that would
whatever,
make sense. 10%, 50%, whatever. That
10%,
would make
yeah.
sense. But that one-time
You
payment is the thing that kind of kills me. Kind of what's going on with CD Projekt Red and the author of the Witcher series, but I mean that's pretty much the exact same thing. Except I haven't seen any mod authors actually trying to sue Bethesda for more money than they were paid for the mod yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it wouldn't happen, but it's in the same realm of what's happening. Um, but yeah, they're not going to have that built-in mod support and that built-in longevity for the games. I mean, again, Skyrim's released like 7 times. It's coming up on a decade old right now, and they're still making money hand over fist. And most of that, I got to say, is from people buying it on different systems when it comes out because they like the game. But
Mm-hmm.
even then, mod support is what's made most of that happen. I got to say.
Well, I know speaking from 7 Days to Die, the modding community has extended the gameplay. I mean, if it would have stuck with just vanilla, I would have stopped playing the game probably 8, 9 months ago.
Oh yeah.
It was just vanilla, but the mods made me keep playing it because I tried different mods. So
Oh yeah, same thing with games like Space Engineers. I still play that game off and on today, and they're still coming out with new mods all the time. I mean, I like the game,
mm,
but by itself, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that really needed to be added in to extend it, and the modding community for it's pretty damn big, and it's extended the game
mm,
out. That's the only reason some of these companies are still around is because of their
mm,
modding community, and Bethesda is pretty much out of the gate saying we basically don't want your support or we're not going to let you support us. That's like
mm.
that's literally shooting yourself in the foot.
Correct.
And my
Yeah.
prediction for all this is that they're going to have to end up giving up those servers. They're going to have to, if the game doesn't do well or if they really want the numbers that they're looking for, I guarantee if they let people make their own private servers and control them, then the game will do just fine. I mean,
Mm.
imagine being able to take a Fallout game and mod it for multiplayer, which is a lot of people's dreams, running your own server, adding whatever mod you wanted to. I mean, that's a dream for a lot of people.
It's
Oh
very
yeah, yeah. I could see that.
hmm
Well,
And
King says in chat there something he doesn't agree with the payment stuff.
royalty checks maybe too much. Yeah, that's one thing. I mean, yeah, giving them royalties is what I personally think is the way it should go. Then again, I'm not a mod author. I haven't entered into one of these contracts, so I can't talk about it. We haven't heard any mod authors talk about it, but we're also pretty sure they're under an NDA, so they wouldn't be able to anyway. So who knows where it's going to go? But that does seem a little scummy to me. But I bring up the Creation Club specifically because I'm pretty sure any mods that get added to these servers that Bethesda is going to control are going to have to go through the Creation Club. And any mod that's been submitted to the Creation Club cannot have any other intellectual property in there of any kind. There's so many mods for these games that involves things like, Star Wars or like Batman or superheroes or Captain America. You know,
Mm-hmm.
people make mods. I mean, again, the site we don't talk about, but all those adult mods. People aren't going to be able to do that if it's through Creation Club. Bethesda can end up getting in trouble if there are, certain mods in their club or in their mod service that, have intellectual property or could potentially get them in trouble. So that
Well, they
means
just
that we're going to be limited in the mods and we're going to be limited in how we can mod the game, basically.
so they're basically tying your hands.
Yeah, basically. Hey,
You
Aloysius.
know, saying you can't do this, you can't do this, but you got to do it on our server. This and I don't know. That's why are they calling it creative? What was it called? Creative.
The Creation Club.
Yeah. Why are they calling it Creation Club? And then
And again, if it was implemented differently as far as the payment, I mean, there's two sides to it that I don't. I mean, the payment side, again, I haven't submitted it. I only know what's been reported, and since these mod authors seem to be under an NDA, we can't get any first-hand account of how this is actually working. So unless somebody actually submits a mod and then breaks an NDA, we're not going to have the full extent as to what they talked about. I don't think anyone's even released an email about an acceptance because I'm pretty sure that would all be covered under an NDA. So unless you want to get sued
mm,
by Bethesda potentially, then we're probably not going to get any real information about that unless somebody from Bethesda tells us. And even then, we have no way to know if they're actually being truthful or not, or leaving some information out. I'm not saying they're doing anything scummy. I just don't personally agree with the payment method for the mods. I personally think it should be something along the lines of royalties or not one-time payments. And for all I know, maybe they do royalties for mods that they think are going to do better. They might say, hey, instead of doing like a one-time $100 payment or whatever, we're giving 5, 10, 20% of what the mod actually makes, for a lifetime.
mm-hmm.
It could be something like that. We just don't know. So I don't want to go out and say, Bethesda is definitely doing something scummy. I'm just saying it's suspect that we don't know. Especially since it's involving the community members that make their games big, I think we should have a little bit more transparency on that. And all they would have to do
Exactly.
is lift the NDA, and I guarantee we'd have news stories pop up within an hour of them lifting it, and we get a good picture of how it actually worked.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, the fact that we won't be able to, and again, I'm speculating here because as of right now, they've put out very little information involving how the mod system is going to work. No surprise, since they're not even planning to let that be supported until next year. Um, if we do end up using the Creation Club, again, we're going to be very limited in the mods we can make. That's not how you keep your community going. So my prediction is going to be either this game is going to fall flat, or at least flatter than expected. I mean, the game is going to sell well, even with the news going around. And again, still excited about it. I think from what I've seen, it's going to be fine. Let's just keep working through the bugs.
Well, let me
But
ask you this. I've noticed from that I've subbed to, people that I've subbed to,
mhm.
that what is that other one that's out right now?
Venom is still pissed. Yeah, I'm still pissed, motherfucker.
Red Redemption 2 just dropped. Is it going to compete with that, or is it kind of a completely different thing for it? So
It's a completely different genre, but even as far as two games going head to head, I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 would crush Fallout 76, and
okay,
but
okay,
I mean, if they were to release, say, Elder Scrolls 6 versus Red Dead Redemption 2, I'd say it'd be head to head, probably with Red Dead Redemption 2 in the lead, but it would be basically it'd be the top two games of the year right there. If there was an Elder Scrolls 6 released and Red Dead 2, they'd be the top two games hands down more than likely. The fact that this is an online game and all the things that I brought up have already taken that out of the running. I doubt Fallout 76 makes it into Game of the Year, but again, we don't know. There might be enough people interested in it still that it might make one of them, but I'd say Red Dead 2 will probably take the top.
okay. Well, I've just heard a lot of even friends on Steam and stuff. They said they've got both of these. They're getting both of them. They were talking about both of these coming out and stuff for the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I haven't played either one of them, so.
Yeah, Red Dead's gonna take it. I never played one myself. I've thought about it, but I mean, it's basically Grand Theft Auto, but set in the Wild West. I mean, it's gonna do what it's already. I think it's the second highest, or it's either the second or the first highest entertainment media or entertainment property that ever. Basically, I forgot exactly how they worded it, but basically, it's opening week or weekend. It is the highest grossing entertainment media ever. Like movies, games, books, everything. It's the highest grossing or like the second highest. It and Grand Theft Auto are like the two top right now.
So there's a certain niche for this one, though. Like I said, I never played any of these, so and I was getting excited when you were talking about when we had the talk the last time with the multiplayer and the crafting and the survival part of it too. And then you got on my stream last night. You're like, this damn thing. Like, what happened?
Oh yeah, that was so bad. I mean, I made a video right after that being pissed. There were a lot of other people that were ticked. And again, they did go ahead and extend the beta. I'm looking at the Twitter right now, November 1st, tomorrow, all platforms, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so till 10 p.m. my time. So 9 hours. And then it'll continue on. We get it over the weekend for 4 hours on Saturday and 7 hours on Sunday. So, okay, they're trying to make up for it extra time. Fair enough. But that bug is already kind of foreshadowing what we may run into in the game. Now, there's already been reports like the map messing up or having to reload to get stuff to work. Okay, fine. Working out bugs on PC.
Like
that makes sense.
Little bugs like that, are they game stopping for you, though? Or are you going to continue playing the game?
Well,
because I expect little bugs all the time. I mean, I've been living with 7 Days to Die. They've had the same bugs for 5 years. So
it's going to depend on how quickly they get some of these fixed. I mean, your map disappearing and not being able to access it, that's a pretty big one. But that's one I think that they are already working on. Having 3 frames a second, obviously, if your internet's fine and it's, it's not your computer, if it's the game, 3 frames a second, obviously that's unplayable.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I mean, subs like that. I mean, shooting creatures and them taking no damage or having extreme delays in damage. Obviously, that's an issue. They got to optimize that kind of stuff. Little things. I mean, it's going to really depend on the bugs. Certain bugs are going to be more important than others. Not being able to finish story quests. Those type of things tend to get patched out a lot quicker. Having little issues like misspelling, or there was a bug in one of the betas for Xbox where a guy was reading a note. And then halfway through reading a note he picked up, all the text on the note jumped to the right by about an inch. So he couldn't read the ends of the sentences. So that's one that'd be, that'd be one that'd be weird.
Yeah.
But obviously, I mean, most of the bugs I see getting patched out that would, normally affect an online game like this. But again, it's going to depend on what they are and if the game actually does well. I mean, if this game tanks and, 10 people buy it, then obviously I doubt they're going to keep this thing running much longer. We probably won't even get servers at that point. But, I mean, I can't think of too many other bugs that, wouldn't get patched out if they were brought to the developer's attention. Some might take a little longer, but the major ones, I mean, any game will have bugs, but the major ones need to definitely be taken care of, like, immediately.
Well, King Royal's asking you something about perk cards. I don't know anything about
do you want perk cards? Yes, I would like to. He's actually been playing on Xbox One. King Royal has been streaming, so make sure you guys check out his channel as well. He's been doing some So Fallout 76 streaming, I've been watching his stream kind of stealthily. He hasn't been seeing me, but I've been watching it work. And yeah, he's been trying to find some footage for me. I've been trying to get some shots of the perk cards so I can kind of get a
Now
look
the
at
perk
what
cards
we
are
can
kind of
get.
like the skill trees or whatever. Those little like you get. You were talking about that one to where you got like a perk or something where you're in a group, you get extra points or something for shooting, staying in your tribe or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah,
get
that's what those perk cards are. Okay.
yeah, that's some of them. I mean, you get some that are. I mean, there's one set that are specifically to share with your group that give the entire group a bonus, but the rest of them are just, for you, like increasing your lockpick stat or increasing how much damage you do with weapons. Those are just for you.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm actually trying to bring up. There's actually a character builder online, but it's not one to load, so it might be down right now. But there is a way you can actually build your character up, like kind of figure out. It's a character builder. It's a character builder website, so you can kind of path out how you want your character to go. Because there are
Okay.
going to be limited. There are going to be limited stat points. There's 7 different categories for your stats,
Yeah.
and you're only going to get 50 points. Or no, I think
It's not going to be
ends up being
as
56
complicated
points.
or time consuming as like Path of Exile. Oh my God, that building the character thing was just after a while, I just got too much brain power into that.
No,
Oh,
and you'll
okay.
be able to switch around your perk cards on the go too. The
Okay.
only limitation is going to be how many you can fit into each of the perk trees at once, depending on how many perks you got there. So if you only have 5 strength, you can only put 5 points worth of cards in there. If you got 15 intelligence, and 15 is the highest, you can get 15 points of intelligence in there, but you're only going to have 56 points total to put in all of your perks. And you start off with 1 of each, so you're always going to have at least 1 in each of them. So
Okay.
past that, you get another 49 perks to put out however you want. And once you hit that, I mean, that's it. Level 50 is the highest that you're going to get perks for, and then that's it. So that's your character. So there is a character builder. Once I get this thing working again, I'll make a video on it too. But yeah, the bugs are something. The mods and the bugs go hand in hand because a lot of these games, a lot of the bugs that are in them, they're patched out by the community. I mean, there's unofficial patches for Skyrim and stuff. Even to this day, people are still patching out bugs for that game. So, I mean, unless they actually, and they're going to have to at some point, give us the ability to make our own servers if they really want this game to have longevity. I guarantee if they let us control and make our own servers, then we will have the longevity the same that like Skyrim or Fallout 4 gets. I mean, being able to mod these games, it is a built-in fan base and built-in, 3, 4, or 5 years your game will be relevant. Without that, I'm curious to see how they're going to stand on their own.
Yeah, I don't see it going, especially after you're talking about they're not coming out with that change until November of next year. I'm like, ugh. I don't know how a game can go, that long. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, and again, there's going to be DLCs. There's going to be a cash shop, which again I debate on. It's only cosmetic stuff. You can earn all the stuff, or you can earn the currency in game. So it's not like you can like pay for weapons or anything. It's all cosmetic. And I've gotten a look at it already. There's nothing in there that looks too, awesome so far. So I'm not really overly worried about not being able to get anything cool. Even if there is stuff in there I want to get, you earn all the currency in game. But that cash shop is also supposed to be fueling our DLC. So we should be getting free DLC updates with it. So if this game stays relevant, they actually give us, good DLC updates. They might make it into a half decent MMO. But we'll see. And I mean, honestly, the way the game is now, just ignoring all the bugs and what happened yesterday, which I'm never going to forget. They can
Let it go, brother. Let it go.
they can build the DLC in a lot of different ways. I was actually thinking about this yesterday. Even we got one map right now, one massive map. They could very easily set up DLCs with like different dungeons. And I don't know how many MMOs you played, but they could very easily set up some of these dungeons like MMOs. 4 people go in, one acts like a tank. We got a healer and a couple of DPS. They set up the perk card system the way they did, so they could very easily add in new perks later on. They had issues doing that with 4 because they had basically a perk chart, and there was like 100 perks on there. It's kind of hard to fit in new perks when you've got or there's like 35 some. It was like 7 by 10, 70 perks. So it's kind of hard to fit in new perks when you've already got 70 set slots. With this, they can just add in new cards, and you've got a new perk. So they could very easily add in something to where someone has in a healing card, and they can heal all their team members or something. Or you have a DPS card and you do more damage, or a tank card where you take less damage and your gear takes less damage when in a group, that kind of thing.
Well, does this one do that to where because you're like you got a 4-man squad or you can 4-man in a group?
Yeah, you
maximum,
can.
Right?
Yeah, up
But
to 4 people.
You can all go on the same quest, or do you have to go on? Can you go on separate quests?
The
in the same group.
The leader can share quests, so you can go on separate quests, or you can share. The leader can share quests. You can complete them together. It's however you want to do that part. So the leader can share quests, yes.
Okay.
And then you complete them together if you're doing them in a group. But again,
now, tomorrow when you play it, are you going to be playing with a group of people or?
I don't know. We'll see if the other members of my guild want to get into this too. We'll see. They're all pretty busy, so they may be waiting till the actual game releases. My
when's
wife.
The actual release of it then?
November 14th.
Okay, so you'll have a couple weeks to play it, or it's just for tomorrow for a certain time, and then it's done. Then it'll fix everything and come out on 14th.
No. We got. So far, we got another beta day tomorrow. Then we've got one on Saturday and one on Sunday. And then I think we get more days after that, but I haven't seen any Twitter posts announcing it. So we got at least 3 more days right now, with more should be coming.
You guys hooked, man. It's like, the first hit of crack is always free, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
Get you guys hooked on this.
Well, not really. I mean, think about it too. This isn't like everybody can play the beta. The beta is only for people that have already paid for it. So, yeah, it's not like they've hooked it. We've already paid for it, the thing. Now we're just trying to go through and unbreak the game.
Well, I look at it this way. You guys are allowed to stream it and stuff too, and play it and stream it. You're basically out there advertising the damn game for them.
Yeah, which is very true.
You're making sales for them.
Which is one of the reasons I think they did that too. So they limited it to people that paid for the game already, which kind of further incentivizes people to pay for it early, which makes yesterday's fiasco all the more BS. But yeah, it's free advertising. So people that are kind of on the fence and see something they like might want to go out and play it. Some people might not, but I think they're betting on more people wanting to.
They're definitely making sales off of what you guys are streaming. So.
Yeah. So it wouldn't make sense for us to not be able to. Now, the event that happened in Greenbrier, the few YouTubers that got to go out for that, they were under an NDA, but that was only like a week before the official beta started. So, I mean, it makes sense for all of us to be able to stream that stuff. Now, that being said...
well, you didn't even play it at all then last night then?
No. I ended up having to roll back my ARC server after I made a little kerfuffle and ended up killing all of our creatures.
I was going to ask you what your first impressions were on it.
Kerfuffle?
I mean, right now, kerfuffle.
I'm not talking about the pronunciation. I'm talking about no, it was not a kerfuffle. It was a fucking what the fuck.
Well, same thing.
No.
I kill 24 jerboas and she freaks out at me. I rolled it back. Okay. Anyway, I mean, I got let your hate or let go your hate or only take you to the dark side. I've been on the dark side since I was 12. It's too late for that. I mean, I've got first impressions just looking at it. It's just, that hands-on does kind of change things. It's one thing to kind of watch somebody play something. It's another to actually get in there and do it yourself. And that is one thing that I'm kind of iffy on, too. We're probably going to make a character just for the beta. And again, your beta character rolls over to the actual game release. So that is one thing that's kind of cool that I'm bringing up Bethesda Twitter here. But
so all this stuff you're doing, all the progression you're doing with your character now,
we're
taking it in a real game.
We're basically playing the game right now. So whatever we do, we keep. I'm probably going to be starting a new character though, and avoiding whatever quest missions there are. I'm probably just going to explore during the beta because I don't want to ruin anything for me. So a lot of people, especially people on Xbox that are playing now, people that are playing the beta are trying to, get through as much as they can. Honestly, I'd feel like I was ruining a lot of it for me, so I'm going to avoid some of the quest stuff. I'll still be crafting and doing whatever I can to kind of see how that stuff works, but that's one thing I thought about, like, am I going to be ruining this for me? Because the game still doesn't come out for like 2 more weeks, so I got to be careful how I do this.
Yeah. Well, like I said when we talked last time too, my big thing is the money thing. I don't think I've ever paid more than $30 for a game, so I couldn't see myself paying $60 for a game. I just couldn't.
Actually, that's not me. If I like a game, I'll pay. Well, I usually won't pay more than $100, but it'll depend on what the game is too, and there better be an awful lot for that much. 60, it's fine for me. But again, I typically don't buy something I don't want to play either. Yeah, 80, 100. I mean, again, if it's worth it, then I'm usually fine for this instance. I wanted to.
Yeah. Well,
But
I've had friends that have paid more than that for Star Citizen stuff, and it's just like, oh my god, I can't believe you paid $200 for getting ships and stuff in Star Citizen.
oh
I
yeah, I
just
heard
can't
that
see it,
the
man. I just can't. It's crazy.
multi-thousand-dollar package people could buy that. I saw
Yeah,
that
it's just
story.
I can't see it. It's not my, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't have anything to play at that point. If you just unlock everything, paying a few
Yeah,
thousand, you played a few $1,000s to not pay or play the game.
yeah.
But
But I see how I've put what I've got like over 2,000 hours in 7 Days to Die. Probably double that on Ark Survival and Path of Exile. And so, well, Path of Exile is free, but like Ark Survival too. So
yeah,
I mean, and then the money I paid for my servers and all that. But
yeah, all that fun stuff.
I'm just a cheap person, I guess.
Nah, there's nothing wrong with that too. Especially, I mean, again, it's not saying that that's that is a
Well,
good chunk of money. So I mean, I want to
do you
get the
see
most
this
out of
game
it.
going on sale though? Will this ever go on sale?
That's a good question too. I was gonna say, I mean, especially for people that might be on the fence, you might want to wait for it to go on sale too, and kind of avoid some of the bugs and let them get patched out too. 'Cause let's not forget, along with being a Bethesda game, which comes with bugs basically, it's also an MMO. So I don't know any MMO that never released without some kind of game-breaking bug in it. I mean, when Elder Scrolls Online came out, that one I think I had a quest stuck in my inventory for like 3 months before I was finally able to finish it.
Yeah.
So that was a fun one.
Oh,
Um,
King Royal said he paid $100 for No Man's Sky.
Holy crap, I think I just paid the 60 for that when it came out.
Oh, I think I only paid, I want to say $12 when it was on sale when it just came back out, re-released.
Venom slowed down a little. I'm from the south. I worry about the blood pressure. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
He's been dealing with me for years. He'll be fine.
Yeah, no shit. I survived the Marines and my wife. I think I'm good. And at the same time in some cases too.
Mhm.
Oh
I'll
my
make it.
God.
I will make it. But yeah, I mean, that is one thing that, of all the criticism that I've seen of this game so far, the one thing I'd say is definitely legit is the fact that you basically get double the bugs just because it's got a Bethesda title on it. And it's not like all Bethesda games have bugs, it's their RPGs. I mean, they also made Doom and Wolfenstein. You don't hear people complaining about the bugs in those games nearly as much as you do about these two. And it does make sense. I mean, they're RPGs. There's tons of stuff to do in it. So, the more stuff there is in it, the more likely there's going to be bugs in it. But this map is 4 times bigger than Fallout 4, and it was full of issues. So, the fact that they're not going to have that modding, they're basically giving up free labor, and that's what I can't understand. They're giving up the free labor of their modding community to not only make their game better and improve upon it, and to give more content, but to continuously advertise it and even get people to buy it for different systems. I've owned Skyrim on like 2 different systems right now. I've owned it on Xbox and on my PC. I mean, that got me to get it again.
You can't play the mods unless you buy the game. So
yeah, exactly. And there were some mods that actually did get me to come back to these games. I found mods that had me go all the way back to Morrowind to replay it, and even replay Elder Scrolls Oblivion just because some mods came out.
Yeah. What's King Royal saying? He's got some game he wants to get or donate a code or something. SP4 beta code? I don't know what that is.
He's got a beta code he wants to give out. We'll talk about that after the stream.
What is SP4 though?
I think he meant to put PlayStation 4.
Oh,
PS4.
PlayStation 4. Oh, for this game?
Yeah.
Well, heck yeah, man. I'll take anything for free, man.
You got a PS4?
No.
Oh, it's a PS4 beta code.
Well, I don't know. I take anything for free.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the dentist's office and get that free soda and water and stuff. I take 2 or 3 of them in my hand, taking stuff for free.
But to kind of finalize the topic, so I like to get a perspective from an outsider when it comes to this game. So hearing a bit, now you've heard, some of my praise about the game and what it's about as far as, being a survival, crafting survival game, the usual stuff that we'd be into. Now that you've also heard about the bugs that happened to me and other people in the history about it, what perspective do you have from someone that tends to play, more indie games? You don't tend to do AAA games or even a lot of single-player games. How do you kind of feel about the game or just the environment that Bethesda seems to be crafting now as, again, an outsider who doesn't really have anything invested in the community? What's the impression that you get?
Well, as we spoke
seeing
last
all
time,
this?
I mean, you got me interested in it, looking at it, the multiplayer one aspect. Before, I never paid it any mind because it was a single-player game, and I don't tend to like playing single-player games. I've kind of gotten into them a little bit since I've been streaming more, but I still like multiplayer games because to me, that's where I have a lot more fun. And this multiplayer one you're showing, we talked last time, it definitely looks interesting. It's just for me, my perspective, I wouldn't buy it unless it dropped under $30 to play it. I just wouldn't. I just don't see it. Like, I'm too cheap on it or whatever. But the graphics, I mean, I'm not huge on the graphics. We'll talk about that Minecraft thing too later. But I mean, it looks interesting. Definitely looks interesting. And I definitely would play it if I was playing with people, with other people in the group and playing and having fun with it. Because I've played some really poor graphic games and questing games and low content games were still fun because I was playing with people. So.
And you still won't play Minecraft. We're going to talk about this one later.
Who won't play Minecraft?
Jommy's never played Minecraft. He thinks it'll be boring.
Lying. He's definitely lying.
He said he can't get over
the game. I played it for years.
Can't get over the blockiness of it.
I'm just old school.
I think my wife is mad at you now. If you're old school, that kind of tells you should play the blocky game.
No.
Your story's not adding up. Your story's full of holes.
No, back in the arcade days, paying a 25-cent quarter, and I'm playing this blocky game. Can't do it. And then I think it's because I don't know if you're old enough to remember, like when Space Ace and came out, and what's the other one? Space Ace and the other one, Dragon's Lair came out in the arcade, and it was like, yep, you paid $1 to play the game, and it wasn't a great game because you had to click at certain times, but the graphics on it blew everything away. I'm like, okay, I'm done. Done with the graphics.
I'll tell you what, we'll get you some Minecraft. You can pay me a quarter every time we play. Let's see, I feel as multiplayer Fallout. It's from Clueless Gamer. For multiplayer Fallout with your close crew would be awesome. Yeah, I definitely agree. Graphics for Fallout 76 on the Xbox was super amazing. That's cool. Aloysius says, Jommi 76 was made for groups like yours, and I definitely agree. And I also agree with your sentiment that if you're on the fence or if it seems expensive, it seems like a game that's going to go on sale probably near the end of the year or closer to Christmas, so you might be able to pick it up then too.
No, but see, it's not on Steam though. You have to watch.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, it's not on Steam. So
well, you just let me know when it goes on sale. Then you tell me. Like I said, if it goes on sale for like under $30 or whatever, I'd pay $30 for it, but I just can't see myself paying $60.
Yeah. Now that being said, there's one thing I didn't realize because they didn't announce this, and it didn't click in my head until afterwards. Now you probably wouldn't be interested because they're all single player games. But if you pre-ordered 76, you also get access to 3 other games. You get access to Fallout 1 and 2, which were the top-down isometric games. And there's one other game you got. It's like, actually, I don't remember what the hell it was. There's 3 games you basically got. So it's not just that one you're getting at least 3 more games. So I was thinking about getting Fallout 1 and 2 so I can stream those 2. I've got them now for free, so I will download those at some point and we'll do a playthrough of those because I've never played 1 and 2. And there was a third one. I think it was Fallout Tactics that we got too. So that was cool. So you're actually getting 4 games for this. Obviously the main draw is Fallout 76, but for anyone looking for those classic games as well, you're actually getting those 3. Yeah, but
all those ones you just named off are all single player, aren't they?
Well, that's what I said. You probably wouldn't be interested in it. No, I recall when Pong was new.
What was new?
No, Pong.
I remember Pong.
But yeah, like I said, I was definitely curious, especially with what happened yesterday. I mean, how something like you would still feel about it, and just hearing kind of the Bethesda bug. I mean, the fact that anyone comes in and says Bethesda Bug Fest, I mean, they know what's up. This is nothing new. I mean, they've been known for bugs. Not to say they don't make a great game, but it seems like they're going to have twice the amount of bugs or potential for bugs. And it's just odd to me that they would essentially, again, shoot themselves in the foot is the best thing. It's a perfect analogy because they're cutting out their... I mean, one, is going to take effort for them to run servers. Granted, I see they want to make money off of servers. Okay, it makes sense. But they're also cutting out sales from the game and potential microtransactions because we don't get to have our own servers. And that's going to cut out a lot of the people that want to mod the game the way they want. The fact they've cut out the modders and they've cut out owning your own servers, that's going to have to be reversed. That's the only way I see.
Well, let me ask you this though: is it the same amount of work or manpower into keeping control of the servers, or putting them out to say like Blue Fang or Host Havoc, letting them run the servers? Because if the servers go down, it's on their end.
Yeah, and that's
Is
the
it?
question. See, I've owned a server. I mean, mine's through Bluefang for Arc, and we've got our 7 days there whenever we start it up again. But we get ours
Uh-huh.
through Bluefang. So I mean, the base game is 50 gigabytes. I don't know how much room you need on a server to do that. I don't know the technical aspects of that side, so I couldn't tell you. The most I've done is run a Minecraft server for me and my wife, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
But and that was even way back in the day then, and I ran it off my computer. Now, as far as what it would take to run a Fallout 76 server, I don't know what the technical issues would be behind it. Maybe it's something to where it really wouldn't be feasible. I could see something to where I mean, it's still a service game, so I mean, it's still being they're going to be adding in content to it. They're going to be, maybe having events for it. I could see that potentially running into issues. At the same
Mm-hmm.
time, Arc, as much as I have gripes about it, I like a lot of games that have some issues. Maybe it's just me. I'm a masochist. Arc, I've got an Arc server, but we still, whenever there's an event going on, it still goes to my private server and it's run through Bluefang. So there's an update, it gets updated through there. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to do the same thing for a server that we owned ourselves.
Yeah, that's true.
It might take
King
some
says,
work.
where do you get that other Fallout games or something? Where do you get the other Fallout games?
Let's see. It's on the Bethesda.net it's on the Bethesda launcher. So I've actually got the launcher up on my screen right now. This is the launcher. It's Bethesda's own launcher, and you can actually download them from here. So all games. If I click on here, I just type in Fallout. Maybe. There we go. Fallout Tactics. 76. There's Fallout 2. And I've already got them bought. That's what's not installed. I can actually just install those. I've got
And
them
you
bought.
never played the other ones, right?
No, I started with a
Okay.
Fallout 3, so I never played 1, 2, or Tactics. So there's 3 other Fallout games that are available to play that I've never played before. So I think you can redeem your
Okay.
beta code. I think it's just on a computer, but I think you can redeem your code. I'll check into that for you there, King Royal, but everybody should get it. Double check, though. I will double check. But, yeah, like I said, shoot themselves in the foot. People are upset, but a bit more telling me they are trying to make it right. So, I mean, I can't just continuously rip on them. Well, I can, but
Yeah.
I shouldn't continuously rip on them. But,
Well, it sounds like since they extended the one for tomorrow, that sounds pretty cool.
yeah, they're at least
That
trying to
kinda
make it right.
saying, yeah, they're saying, hey, we screwed up. Here's a little, something to appeals you guys and, make
Yep.
it feel a little bit better.
And again, a lot of this is just
Sounds
me
cool.
being ticked because I was looking forward to it, all day, getting off work. I was rushing to get stuff ready, and I get home and my game is re-downloading. Like, are you fucking kidding me? But,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it is that. But, I mean, to be fair, it still is a beta. But the fairness stops because the beta is, again, only available to people who, already bought the game. So this is supposed to be part of our gameplay. It's supposed to be part of what we purchased, and they've screwed up. So, hey, great they extended it. Problem is, a lot of that time they extended it, I'm at work. So that's still
Yeah.
6 hours out of that I don't get to play it. So
Jesus Christ. That's not survival, man. You're walking around in a goddamn tank suit in these damn things. Look at that.
yeah, that's the power armor I was talking about. So it looks like the T or the XO1 here. That's the top tier. We got a couple sets of T51. That's the 3rd tier.
So
The
let
one
me
on
ask
the
you this:
right.
what is the biggest threat in here? I've seen like two-headed cows and dogs and stuff like that, but I mean, if you got guns and stuff, I'm thinking, my God, you're overpowering them though.
Biggest
Beasts
threat.
and stuff.
What are these things called? Radiation beasts? Hold on. Red. Let me.
Oh, happy Halloween, Aloysius. Yep.
Yep, Happy Halloween. Let's see. Here's a picture of one of these things. Let me bring it up here. I forgot. Oh, Scorch Beast. That's what they're called. Let me take a look. So remember how I explained to you how once you get to the end of the game, you're actually able to launch your nukes at different places? That apparently attracts Scorch Beasts. So let me... Fallout 76. Basically like super powered bosses. And we haven't got a look at a lot of them yet, but we got to look at some of them. So it looks like this bat-looking creature on the left is one. There's some kind of sloth here that looks like another one. Again, it's like an in-game thing, so we haven't got to a look at all.
Looks like a giant sloth. Look at it.
Yeah, that's what I say. It looks like a sloth.
Okay.
There's Mothman, which is apparently part of West Virginia's lore, so you might want to look him up. I haven't looked up the lore myself for him.
So as you progress through it and you get all this better guns, better armor, blah blah blah, the bosses and the critters get harder. So it's not like, you're going up against these dogs and shooting with a freaking rocket launcher or something. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's still going to be certain spots that creatures are going to spawn, but as you get
Uh-huh.
into, I mean, it's just like any other MMO. You go to a more difficult area, there's going to be more difficult enemies there. So I mean, in your
Okay.
beginning area, you shouldn't be running into a high tier
Okay.
Scorch Beast or something, day one. But once you nuke an area, that's going to turn that area into one of the in-game zones, and that's when you
Okay.
should start seeing even bigger. I mean, those are basically the post-game or post-story creatures should be popping up there.
Okay.
On top of that, as you explore too, yes, you're still going to be running into more powerful creatures, different variants of creatures, and just higher level creatures in general too. And that's when
All
a
right.
lot of this
And
stuff
then
is
when
going
you
to come in
set up your
handy.
your base area, is there a threat for? I mean,
Apparently, your
critters
base
wandering
can,
around.
yeah, apparently your base can get attacked. Like you can set up your base basically anywhere that is not like got something built by it. So like you can't apparently
Yeah.
build like next to a city. You got to go so far away from it and build out in the middle of the woods or wherever you want to, in the middle of a road, wherever you want to go. But you just can't be like near something that's already like built in game. But
Okay.
basically whatever creatures around that area are free to attack you from what I can see.
Okay, and they respawn then too. If you can't just kill them all and then in safe zone.
Yeah, as far
And
as I can see,
nothing.
they respawn after so long.
Okay.
I don't know what those timers are. I mean, they might wait for you to leave the area and come back and then respawn. I don't know yet.
Okay.
Don't got my hands on the game, and I haven't heard too much about it, to be honest.
Okay, and
I
then
haven't
another
seen a whole
question
lot
I
of the
had.
camp stuff yet, so I've seen most
Another
people.
question I had on that too is that, I mean, are you the survival aspect of it? Do you have to eat, drink, and build a garden or whatever, get food, or I
Mole
mean, is it
miners are super crazy. Mole miners. Okay, so that's one I hadn't even seen before. A mole miner. That'll be fun. Yeah, you still got to get like food and water. Something that I didn't realize either. In previous Fallout games, I mean, you can find food and stuff. Normally, it would just be stuff that would heal you. And in hardcore modes, Fallout 4 and New Vegas have a hardcore mode where you have to eat and drink, so it's kind of like a survival mode like that. But most of the food you tend to find in the wasteland is radiated too, so you get radiation when you eat it, so you kind of have to like
Mm-hmm.
balance out. But apparently the food has actually got a spoil timer as well. That's something new. So you can't just get a
Okay.
huge stockpile of food.
All right.
You're gonna have to keep doing it because the food will spoil. So where 7 days you can
Okay.
have like 10,000 beef stews. By day 100,
Yeah.
your food's gonna rot as you go in Fallout 4. And I guess
But
there's
you have storage for that though too. You can store it and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, and here's the
Yes.
thing: your camp.
Okay.
When you make your camp, you're gonna have like your main. I guess you can call it's called your stash. It's like your hidden inventory. So
Mm-hmm.
it's basically gonna be your camp's inventory. You can then build additional storage containers or buildings to put your stuff in as well. So you can pull stuff out of your stash, which is basically just one chest, or you can actually build up your base, which is what most of us are gonna do, because we're gonna need to build stuff to plant. We're gonna need to purify water, and we can actually store our stuff in there too. So again, think 7 days. Just
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if 7 days you could actually go back to like a main home base and just toss all your stuff in there, but then you still had to actually, instead of finding a building, you actually had to build whatever base you wanted to live in.
Okay.
So
I just hate survival games that you. I've played some survival games that you don't even have to drink water. It's like, what? You don't need water?
Yeah.
And then I've played other games where it's like you've got to freaking constantly eat, like every 5-10 minutes you're eating, you're drinking. Or it's like, all right, you got to balance it out a little bit,
let's see. Alex said, yeah, you got to find blueprints to build in camp. Yep, you got to find certain blueprints to make certain stuff. And then King Royal says cooked food should stay longer and raw or uncooked will rot faster, which makes sense. So that's actually pretty good. And there are perks too, like the cards I told you about. There are
Mhm.
perks to make the food in the inventory rot slower too. So again, you got to balance out the combat with the crafting, with the actual survival aspects. Do you want to balance to, scavenge and survive, or do you want to be like one of these guys and just, armor up and ready to just tear up whatever? So
Well,
again,
are you playing? Wait, did you on this beta thing? Are you doing it on PS4 too?
no, PC.
Okay, it's on PC. Okay.
Yep, just PC. I'm just playing it on PC.
Well, what is it? King Royal's got it on PS4. Anybody else in the chat there's got it on PC then, or?
I think he might be the only one
might,
so far.
if when it goes on sale, I mean, I'd be definitely interested in jumping in on gameplay and learning the game. I guess.
Yeah, I can't imagine that it wouldn't be on sale by Christmas. Excuse me, by about Christmas time or so. I imagine it would go on sale at some point. I'm not sure how much it'd be. The 30 or 50% off, I probably don't see that happening. Maybe like a 20 or a 25. We'll see what happens. It also depends on, how people end up liking the game too. Because there have been some people refunding the pre-orders too. I mean, there's been plenty of people to get it. There's also been plenty of people that have refunded the pre-orders, seeing some of the bugs or just seeing the gameplay, thinking, yeah, this isn't really for me. And again, some of that is people just not paying attention when they said it's not a traditional Fallout experience. Don't expect it. And then they go in expecting a Fallout for a traditional first-player experience. It's not going to be that. You can still play it first player, and apparently if you're not in a group and you're just trying to play it first player, it still feels like a Fallout game, just sans human NPCs.
Okay.
So I don't know what people. I mean, I don't understand. Some of like I said, some of the criticism makes sense, some of it doesn't. So the stuff that doesn't make sense.
Perked my interest in, you know, because I've never played any of the other ones. Never. I looked at a few. Because when we first spoke, I said, yeah, the one with the dog on it, the German Shepherd. That's all I basically do about it. So this is definitely got me perked into looking into maybe even getting this into my library of games. So.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it goes on sale. Yeah, hopefully it goes on sale soon. I'd love to see you guys in there when we play. And like I said, we're playing day one with a new character. That'd be great to have everyone teamed up. And again, this is definitely one to where the more people you got with you, I think it is going to be a fun experience. I think people still like it playing single too.
Separate servers for PvP and PvE?
Nope.
Nope, just everything?
Nope, that is one of the things that some people are still kind of irked about. I think
we talked about that last time. You get like a negative bonus to your character.
Yeah,
you keep killing people and stuff.
Keep killing people and can't pay your bounty. You're supposed to get like a huge negative bonus, which okay, it's fine. That means people aren't going to do it. And something else that popped up too. I've already been thinking of. I mean, there's not just me. We've already figured out ways to game that system. Apparently, you can kill people in your own party too. So if somebody in your party, yeah, well, I don't know if it's turned on or what, but I think there's a perk to stop it. I got to double check, but if somebody, and it wouldn't be a lot, by the way. It's not a lot unless you
then I
choose
can't
to do
play
it.
with Skippy. Skippy can't play it because she hits me every time, or hits somebody all the time when you're fighting with her. So
questionable photos too, but yeah, if your party member has a bounty, apparently whoever else is in your party with you can just kill you and collect that bounty. So we found ways to game it already. We assume the PvP is going to be rebalanced again at some point because we've already figured out ways to, game the system. So that's one I'm curious to see how they're going to rebalance or retool.
Well, if I do play it, I'm definitely going to be in with you guys that are veterans on it because
Aloysius says so far not a lot of PvP. Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't want to play a game like that's why I've never started like Rust or anything because it would just irk the heck out of me running around. Somebody runs up to me and I'm butt naked with a rock and he shoots me in the face with a gun.
Now that is one thing.
I won't play it. I just.
Now one thing that would help too is you can't PvP. You can turn off PvP altogether up until level 5. So if you're just starting off, you can turn off PvP until you got a better handle on the game. Now once level 5 hits, then I think all bets are off. But I'm getting. Aloysius is saying there hadn't been a whole lot of PvP, and yeah, it is nerfed. But so far, we haven't seen a whole lot of PvP. Like, everyone who streams will have, like, one PvP instance where they, attack one of their buddies, or they attacked a game dev when they were doing the Green Bar event to see, how it worked. So far, I haven't seen a whole lot of people just randomly... I think I saw one instance of people attacking someone out of nowhere, and that was it.
Okay.
Venom, I'll let it be part of your next Fallout chat. Hell yeah, man. I'll let you know when the next one is. So we're going to be doing some more chats, or I'll be definitely doing some more streaming videos to talk about this, because when I get my hands on this tomorrow, we'll see if my outlook on the game has changed or not.
If he leaves the dark side, stops ranting about the game, then.
All right, now like I said, I yell at the game and I yell about what's going on because you only get upset about things you love. I mean, if I didn't care, I wouldn't be talking about this at all. But the fact that this is something I'm interested in is why I have to do this. So, yeah, if I'm yelling, it means that I think there's potential here, and it could be a good game. So, we'll see. But I'd see it's already getting close to your stream time here. I don't want to keep it too much longer.
Go on here a little bit here and start streaming here.
But thank you again, everyone. This was Jommi from Jommi Plays. Most of you guys in the chat already know his channel, but make sure you guys check him out if you haven't. I do see we got some extra viewers in here, so thank you.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
This has been our Fallout discussion. I'm going to probably cut this into a bit of an edited video later on. Probably just do the one. I mean, no need to cut it up into 4 or 5 pieces since I streamed it here too. But other than that, make sure you guys check out Jommi. He tends to stream every week. Do you stream on the weekends? That's one thing I meant to ask you.
Yeah, I just get different times on the weekend, you know.
Yep, so make sure you check him out. As far as me, I have not decided what we're going to do for our stream tonight yet, so we will see. I'm going to hop off here. And
you don't have 7 Days to Die, though, do you?
Oh, yeah, we do.
You do? There you go. You're welcome to join anytime, brother.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds
We're
good.
doing CB mod tonight, so on my server, so which is a fresh start. So
I'm thinking about checking out the new No Man's Sky update. They finally added in subs and stuff.
Yeah, I used to play. I've got it on my thing right now, No Man's Sky, but I just got to the point where it just got so repetitive. If they would have changed up some of the POIs to make them look different, and I mean, it just seems like they copy and paste different aliens in the little trading posts and stuff. So they all look the same. It was bugging the heck out of me. I just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, apparently. But there's some more quest stuff in there, so I mean that's at least usually pretty interesting. Yeah. So, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Thank you all for coming by. Thank you again, Jommi, for coming by and discussing with me. Always appreciate your point of view.
Anytime.
And I will see the rest of you guys later on when I begin my stream here in about 40 minutes myself. Jommi's about to get started with his in about 10, so make sure you check him out.
All right, guys. Thanks. Peace.
All right. Later.